Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. As you can see by the title of the video, today we're going to be talking about iPhone 12 rumors. So if you guys are new to my channel, hi, my name is Adebisi. I do tech and lifestyle videos. If you guys enjoy my channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like. But let's just go ahead and get started. So first I want to give you guys a little bit of background about the iPhone 12. So the first thing you want to know about it is that it's going to come out in 4 different models. It's going to come out in the iPhone 12, the iPhone 12 Max, the iPhone 12 Pro, and then the iPhone 12 Pro Max. So the price is going to range from $649 to $1,399, which I'm supposed to just give background right now, but that is literally more than the MacBook Air cost, which I don't know. I'm a little shook about that. Anyways, the body of it is supposed to be made out of stainless steel and aluminum, and then the size of the screen is supposed to range from 5.4 inches to 6.7 inches. And that is actually smaller than the current iPhone 11s that are on the market. So in terms of aesthetics, I want to mention these first before I get into the new specs about it. It is apparently supposed to look very similar to the iPhone 4 with having those flat round edges, or the upgraded iPad Pro. So they aren't going to have, you know, what the regular iPhone 11 Pro, what they've been doing for the past couple of years, have looked like this, but they're going to have those like not square, but flat edges with a rounded edge. You know what I'm talking about. I'll probably have a picture on the screen of exactly what I'm trying to describe, but they're apparently going to change the way that the phone looks like. And then on top of that, the current iPhone 11 comes out in a newer color that came out. It came out in this green color, but apparently the iPhone 12 is supposed to come out in a midnight blue color, which I think would be really gorgeous. So let's get into specs. So the first upgrade to the specs of the iPhone is the processor that it has. It's going to be using the A14 chip. So this is an upgrade from the A13 chip. Pretty much if you were like, you know, what exactly does that mean? It just basically means your phone is going to be faster. Next thing to know is about the connectivity. So as of right now, I believe that the phones that we're using have 4G LTE, but this phone is going to be able to use 5G. So this actually comes with a caveat because apparently 5G is only available in some countries. So obviously I think America will be one of them if you're watching this and you are from America. But if you're from another country and you want to use 5G and you want to get this phone because it has 5G, be sure to double check if there is 5G in your country, but it is going to be available on the new phone. So Apple currently and a lot of phones use Qualcomm modems, but apparently Apple in 2022 is going to be coming out with their own modems. So if you guys are familiar with, you know, the supposed Apple, not the supposed, that is going to happen, Apple Silicon processor that's going to come out in November, it seems like Apple is really trying to move towards, you know, not relying on other companies' products, and is really trying to fully build their own ecosystem, which I think is interesting. But with the iPhone 11, 12, yeah, sorry, with the iPhone 12, the 5G is going to come from Qualcomm's modems. And if you don't really know what 5G does, honestly, I'm not a networking person. I did not study that in college, but it just means it's going to be faster. So I will link an article down below talking about what exactly 5G does. I was reading the article and I was like thinking about talking about all this stuff in the article, and then I really thought about it again and I was like, I am bored as hell reading this, and I really don't think anyone else cares about it unless you're really into networking and that stuff just like really excites you. Give it a read, but you know, all you really need to know is that you're gonna have faster connectivity speeds. Lastly, in terms of specs, the number one thing that I feel like people always buy new iPhones for, we're going to talk about the camera. So apparently they're going to have a double camera, which I believe is going to come out with the base one, so the iPhone 12. And then the topmost tier is going to have triple cameras like it does on the iPhone 11, topmost tier one, plus LiDAR, which I believe I'm pronouncing that right, but if you don't know what that is, it stands for, it's a portmanteau of light and detection ranging, and it's used a lot in autonomous vehicles. But basically, it is like when you have a camera and it sends out light sensors, it sends out light as sensors, and then it like picks them up and turns them into like a 3D image. So hopefully I explained that right, but when I read that it was coming with LiDAR, I was kind of like, who needs this? Like I can't really think of one function of why someone would need that at all in a phone, at least. Like I can understand why you would need it in obviously a camera if you're working in like some sort of like lab or autonomous vehicles company, but for a phone I really couldn't understand what was so special about it. But apparently it's actually already in the iPad Pro, the one that just came out recently in May 2020. So apparently it's already in those cameras, but I think it's kind of crazy and a little bit absurd that they would include that in there, but you know, it's pretty cool. So that is it for the specs that I wanted to mention. Of course, those are pretty brief. I can do a more in-depth video if you want me to talk more about these specs. It's just that they're alleged specs and I really just wanted to pick the most interesting ones. But I want to talk about a couple random things that apparently might happen with the iPhone 12. So the first thing is that it's still going to be a lightning charging cable. Is from what I've read, they're not going to switch over to USB-C, which I think is pretty good. So on top of that, there's also a talk about there being a braided cable design. So if you've ever had an iPhone cable, you know them hose, they be breaking. They just, you just bend them the wrong way and then they just break. So I think that the braided, you know, feature of it, I literally cannot find my words today, but the cables being braided is probably going to make the cable a lot more sturdy and be able to be used a lot longer. But unfortunately, with that braided cable, apparently we're not going to get any more power adapters. You're going to have to go out and buy yourself a little plug, which, you know, people really steal those sometimes and kind of sucks. I'm not sure if it's to boost, like trying to buy wireless charging pads. I'm not exactly sure why they chose not to include that, but I think that's a little bit annoying just because, you know, obviously I personally charge my phone from an outlet. I don't typically charge it from my computer unless, you know, I'm on the go, but I don't know why they're getting rid of that. I don't think it was hurting anybody. And then lastly, this is the last random fact that I saw that literally had me shook. And I was like, Apple, baby, no. Apparently they might not come with the earbuds. And I was like, what? But yeah, so apparently the iPhone 12 that you're buying for $649 to $1,399 might not come with earbuds because that they want to boost those AirPods sales, which I think is absurd and ridiculous, and I am suing. I'm kidding, but I do think that's a little bit strange at the fact that like they're potentially not going to include earphones in your box when you already pay so much for your phone, and I highly doubt that the cost of manufacturing earbuds is that much. Be wary of that. I'm not really sure if that's actually true, but I did read that and I was like, that's kind of rude. Okay, so at the end of these videos, I usually say whether or not I'm going to be purchasing or like continuing using whatever technology I'm talking about, but since this is all quite literally hearsay, I mean, the only thing that really seems like viable and true is the 5G and the A14 chip, but the rest of it's kind of like up in the air. So I'm not really gonna give my opinion on whether I'm not gonna be upgrading. I personally don't see the reason in upgrading to a new phone either every single year, every 2 years, or even every 3 years. I think once your phone is like really slow or the battery life is draining all the time and it's just kind of frustrating to have, then I think you should upgrade. But I personally don't understand people buy a new phone even if they have a perfectly working phone. That is all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing about the iPhone 12. Let me know if you guys have any questions or comments. Leave me them down below. I will be happy to respond to them and just have discussions about Apple products. I will catch you guys on the next video. Bye guys.